The Bunbury RSL would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. We'd like to pay our respects to the elders past and present. Today's service is held under COVID-19 restrictions, and we ask that you observe the following: QR code checks via the Safe WA app or mandatory contact register. Sanitiser stations are available. Please observe the 1.5 physical distancing. If you are unwell, please don't attend. Take all rubbish with you when you're leaving, and if you have not done your QR check, please do so on leaving. Any organisation wishing to lay a wreath, please move forward to the dais side of the memorial, ready to do so during the service. Regretfully, our guest of honour, Captain Savage, will not be with us today because of the current lockdown. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Dawn Service. Despite current restrictions, we are able to once again meet here in the still and silent cold light of dawn and share a common and genuine sorrow at the loss of so many lives in war. It is difficult to comprehend the grief associated with the loss of a family member at war. Our common purpose is to keep the ANZAC spirit alive by commemorating our history and paying tribute to those who have suffered ill health or paid the ultimate sacrifice in all wars and conflicts, so that we may show gratitude and enjoy the life that we have today. The ANZAC spirit is not so much about sweeping military victories, but is triumphing against the odds of courage and adversity. It is a legend of free and independent spirits, where discipline derives less from military formalities, but more from the bonds of mateship and the demands of the moment. The ultimate measure of a person is not where they stand in moments of comfort, but where they stand in times of challenge. Today we welcome you to a slightly different and shortened format, but the dawn service will always be the same solemn and meaningful occasion that it has been for the past century. And to many, this is the opportunity to stand alone in thought and among like friends to experience the real meaning of ANZAC Day at first light as dawn breaks over our city. Our Cenotaph Guard is 710 Squadron Air Force Training Cadets. The RAAF this year celebrates its centenary, being formed in 1921, and the Air Force Training Cadets celebrate their 80th anniversary. Our bugler this morning is Corporal Brett Corkery, Royal West Australian Regiment and Bunbury City Band. Our piper is Charlie Phillips, Bunbury City Band, and the symbolic rifle shot will be fired by Trevor Hoare. In a few minutes, the parade will march up Stirling Street and take position in front of the memorial for the commencement of the service. Wreaths will now be laid. If there's anyone else who would like to rail the wreath, would they please come forward now? Rifleman?
They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eyes, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds unencountered. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
Stand by for the national anthems of New Zealand and Australia. President of Bunbury RSL, Mr John Gelmy.
As you probably realise, Captain Anthony Savage, Royal Australian Navy, could not be here as our special guest today due to the COVID restrictions in Perth and the Peel area. But he sends a message, wishes us well, and unfortunately, due to the COVID restrictions, as I say, he couldn't be here. It's been quite a task to put this on, I can tell you now. There's people out there amongst you that have worked very hard to get this up and running due to the COVID restrictions and the things that are put upon us due to the COVID. It's something we all got to learn to live with, and unfortunately it changes our daily lives. We never know next when we're going to be in lockdown. We just don't know. So we've got to keep ourselves safe, and that's the whole idea of these restrictions that we were put under today. Without the events team of the Bunbury City Council and our own staff, I don't think this would have happened, because it's a bit of a minefield to wade through to be able to get it up and be able to put it on. So I thank all those people concerned that have spent the time and at times pulling their hair out trying to work out what next bit of paper they've got to submit. For what they've done, it's been great. I'd also like to congratulate the parade this morning under the Parade Marshal, Mr Trevor Kenny, for their wonderful and splendid turnout. Thank you. You might notice on the cenotaph we have the Air Cadets, 710 Squadron, under the Flight Lieutenant Everett Van Dyke. Just like to thank them for performing the cenotaph duties this morning and also in the parade. It's been wonderful. This is their 80th year. I think it's a credit to them. All this time there's been a lot of young people come through 710 Squadron in Bunbury that I know of that have moved on and gone into the military services. So it's a great institution, and I congratulate them on their 80th birthday. Also the Australian Air Force 100th. So congratulations to the Royal Australian Air Force. I'd just like to thank Bunbury Men of Song, Musical Director Ian Mills, for their performances this morning. Brett Corkery, the bugler. Brett's been doing this for about 39 years, so thank you, Brett. Also, we have our piper, Charlie Phillips. Thank you, Charles. All the parade marshals that have worked tirelessly this morning setting up so that, because being a ticketed event, so you could get in. And I think they've done a great job, because by the look of it, they got everyone in that was ticketed. So no, well done to them. Lastly, I'd just like to thank the public for their support. We have to keep this going. It's a very important thing to support not only those that never return from overseas, but the present day veterans that are out there. I know there's some of them out there in the crowd this morning that didn't march down, but they're there. And I would like to say that we've got to remember these young fellas that have served overseas. And I'd just like to say lastly to the people here, it's just great to see you here like this. And I'm sure in the future days will change, and we'll get back to our old system where we had something like 5,000 or 6,000 here, not 2,500. So thank you all very much. Thank you.
The Band of Brothers, music and lyric by Paul Jarman. The parade will march back to the RSL Hall. Cenotaph Guard will march off. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the dawn service. The morning service will be here under the same conditions at 11 o'clock at the memorial. Thank you. Just one thing, everyone. There are still tickets available from Evan Bright for the morning service, if anyone would like to take advantage of that.